So we're heading to San Francisco. Originally, so we were planning to go to Colorado. We had a cabin and all that stuff. We had it booked. And then a snowstorm hit the week of we were going. And we're like, if we go, we might not even make it to the cabin. Everything was going to be iced over. It was like...
And this is the honeymoon, correct?
Yeah. This is the honeymoon. So it was like -5 degrees that week we were going. Snow everywhere. And we ended up having to cancel the cabin. And we're last minute, we're like, where can we go that's not too expensive? We looked into Disney World and they're like, oh, that's too expensive. So we ended up going to San Francisco.
San Francisco wasn't expensive?
Well, we didn't stay in San Francisco.
Okay, I was just going to say, what the hell are you talking about?
We stayed in Oakland. So.
You gangster.
Hey, we had.
Did you get shot? Or at?
Yeah, there was bullets flying around at night. We had to stay in a cubbyhole throughout the night. So originally, we had a 9-hour layover in Vegas, and we were like, "Oh, we'll get a." We're talking about getting a hotel or something for that 9 hours.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Why? We're just wasting money. We can just stay in the airport for 9 hours. It's nighttime. We got there at I want to say it was like 10 o'clock at night.
Right.
We'll just take a nap in the airport on the floor." That was a mistake.
I was just going to say, that's the worst idea I've heard.
They had this airport. This airport was so cold. It's probably like 50 degrees in that airport.
Yeah, it's McCarran over there?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it's McCarran.
Maybe.
Vegas, and it's a nice airport.
It was great.
Colder than shit.
It was so cold. It was freezing.
Yeah, always is.
So we went to, luckily we got there just like I want to say an hour before the gift shops really closed for the night. And we ended up buying a blanket and a pillow. Attempting to sleep on the floor was very unsuccessful.
Yeah.
I think maybe I slept for 30 minutes. She didn't sleep at all.
Oh, hold on. Whoa. Back up.
Backing up.
Wait, you were sleeping on the floor of an airport?
No, we tried. It was
But you laid down on a floor in an airport.
In a corner.
You are fucking revolting. What's wrong with you? Why would you do that? That's so gross.
I didn't want to spend money on a hotel.
Oh, I hear what you're saying, man. But
a Vegas hotel at that.
Now we're going back to, you live in America, Bubba. What are you doing?
I was a baller on a budget.
I hear what you're saying.
It was a good budget, but I wanted to make sure we had enough for the entire time.
All right.
Right.
All right.
So back to the story. We're attempting to sleep in this Vegas airport for the next 9 hours. Very unsuccessfully. I believe our plane left at 7:30 that morning, something along those lines. And so we got on the plane. It's my second time ever on a plane. The first one was I had a heart attack, but I was like clenching the seat. Flying has always terrified me. The second one wasn't as bad, but we flew Spirit. So,
God bless.
So there may or may not have been some duct tape on the wing, which is a little bit more terrifying. Like I said, clenching the seat.
Lord.
There was no sleeping on these planes for me either.
No.
Or her. And now we're pushing probably pretty close to 20 hours awake. A lot of that in an airport. We land in Oakland, I believe, and we can't check into the Airbnb until 3:30. We land in Oakland at 9 a.m. or 9:30 a.m. So we have to waste all this time before we can check into our Airbnb at 3:30.
And you got your bags on you.
Bag, suitcase, all the above. So we're like, what can we do until 3:30? Not a whole lot.
Well, no, because you got your fucking bags and everything.
Yeah. So the first thing, exactly, the first thing we did was find somewhere to get breakfast. And she chose it's like a little hole in the wall, like, I don't know, it was like a Waffle House almost, but in Oakland.
Of course.
In the ghetto.
Of course.
And I was like, this is where you're going to choose for us to
this is our first meal as a husband and wife. We're going to do a Waffle House.
Yeah, we're going to die in
Oakland.
Oakland. We're going to die in Oakland. And the food was meh. It was all right. Not bad. There was like 10 seats in the whole place, and everybody was super crowded, and it was a disaster. So it's like 10 o'clock in the morning now after we're done eating. And we still have to wait till 3:30. Suitcases, bags, like you said. Okay, so where can we wait or walk around for the next umpteen hours?
Yeah.
Well, we found a little cafe There's a little coffee shop cafe. They were open, and there was nobody really there all day. They had a couple customers come in and out, and they were cool. We just sat there for like several hours. Now it's like 1 o'clock. We've been sitting in this cafe for 3 hours. We're exhausted. We have to move, or we're gonna fall asleep in their cafe, which seems kind of rude.
So the first we're talking. Let's call it 24 hours.
Yeah.
The first 24 hours of your honeymoon is spent
miserably.
Yeah, that's what. Okay, I don't want to say it, but I'm saying it. Yeah,
it was a miserable
shitstorm.
It was awful. One of the worst 24 hours of my life. Sorry, but and we're about to fall asleep in this cafe, and we're like, we got to move, we got to do something. We're like right down the road's a Walmart. So,
God, Jesus.
So we're in Oakland, in a Walmart with suitcases and bags, just walking around a Walmart, just trying to stay awake and not fall asleep. In Oakland, they still have McDonald's in their Walmarts,
right?
Which that's not really a thing around here anymore. You have your Subways and stuff.
Right.
So we stopped at McDonald's, got some fries, a drink. That lasted like 45 minutes.
Yeah, man. I mean, killing 7 hours is not.
It wasn't easy. So we went back to the cafe, and we just sat there for another couple hours.
God.
Yeah. So 3:15 rolls around. We get an Uber. We go to the Airbnb, which is like up on the side of the mountain that's in Oakland. I don't know exactly what it's called. It was in kind of the nicer part of Oakland, which was good. So we didn't get shot in that spot. So we get to the Airbnb, and it's a nice little place. And we're like, okay, we're gonna take a nap, and then we're gonna head to San Francisco and kind of explore throughout the night.
So how far is Oakland from San Francisco?
Not long. It's like 30 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, it's not that bad.
I don't know why I thought it was going to be further than that.
It wouldn't even be that long if it weren't for the traffic. Oh, it was terrible. We'll get there though.
Yeah, go ahead.
And so we're like, we'll take a nap and we'll go explore San Francisco. We went to sleep at like 4. We didn't wake up that day. We slept until the next day. we slept for 16 hours, just straight. We were so exhausted from the miserable 24 hours we just had.
This was not a well thought out honeymoon, man.
Like I said, it was last minute.
Oh, that's right.
Because we were going to go to Colorado.
Yeah, you're going to Colorado.
They had the big old
cabin and everything.
Yeah, this is in November.
Yeah.
So it was last minute.
Sure.
Terrible planning, but for the first really 36 hours of our honeymoon, we had no success of having fun.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So the next day we wake up and we hop in an Uber, and she chooses another breakfast place. We go there. It's closed. There's cardboard and it was like you would expect Oakland to be. Paint all over the walls. And I was like, you're not choosing anywhere to eat anymore, because every time you choose a place to eat, we're in the ghetto, and
it's a shit show.
Crackheads laying on the floor. Sorry, crackheads, not to be offensive, but
fuck crackheads.
yeah, they're not the best.
That's what you get for being a crackhead.
Stupid crackheads.
Yeah,
I know a couple.
Do you?
Yes,
awesome.
Yes, I do. Former crackheads.
I don't know any anymore. You still some?
Yeah, former crack. They're former. Anyway, so I find this breakfast place. Was pretty nice, not bad. And then we go to San Francisco and kind of walk around. By the way, not very many fat people in San Francisco.
Nah, man, that's a health conscious, I guess is what you call it.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's because the city is so big, nobody wants to drive around it.
Oh, so
everybody walks everywhere.
Really?
Everywhere.
And it's hilly as hell, ain't it?
Yeah. So they're walking around, they're biking, running. I haven't seen that many people run in forever.
Yeah.
And it's like, that was like one of the first things I noticed on the first day was there's no fat people here.
Well, okay, here's the thing. First off, there's a couple of things behind that. number one, it's California. They don't have good food. Their version of good food is that shit-ass healthy food that, like, is just, go fuck yourself with that stuff.
Yeah. So
they don't have barbecue. They don't, like, they have barbecue. It's not real barbecue, let's be honest. So they don't have shit like that. And then secondly, when it's 70-something degrees all year round.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. So guess what you want to do? Go run.
Yeah.
When it's 110 and the humidity's 100%, guess what you don't go do?
Run. Did that before, though.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, man. Yeah, it's a lot. Sure, you're going to be skinny because you want to go out and do stuff. You don't want to go out and do stuff whenever your soles of your shoes melt to the pavement.
That is a fact. But we went to the Hard Rock Cafe that was there. Some of the best ribs I've ever had.
That's because that's a chain that's different.
I know it's different, but I have to specify these were some of the best ribs I've ever had. Okay. Because
so if you go to the Hard Rock Cafe in Dallas, are you getting the same ribs?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. It doesn't count.
And they're going to be great. So everybody go to the Hard Rock Cafe and get the ribs.
I've only been to the Hard Rock Cafe twice.
Only once.
I've been to Dallas twice. Once I just went because I've never been to a Hard Rock Cafe, so I was like, I'm going to go. And then the other time, it's just a really weird story. This is like, I don't want to say pre him being famous. He was obviously famous. He's been famous forever. But this is pre him being himself. I went to go see Dave Chappelle.
Oh.
So I paid. This place held 120 people, and I paid $27 to go see Dave
just to get in.
$27. It's a 120 seat venue. The man plays arenas now, and in the arenas he's charging $150 for the tickets.
That dude is fantastic.
Yeah, and I paid $27 for 120 people.
He gets shit on now, like with his new specials and everything. People can't take a joke anymore.
Well, and with him, he's kind of like him and Rogan are kind of in the same boat. Good luck.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You're not going to get anything. You're not going to do anything. They're too big.
Yeah,
they're too big to fail.
I saw statistics the other day. So that's where I get all my news from. You know this. We talked about this.
Yeah.
This is where I get my COVID information is Joe Rogan. And he has like 11 million or something views per
11
episode.
million downloads. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and CNN's like 500,000 now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are y'all going to do to him?
Yeah.
Like he's surpassed.
Yeah. He's the most popular show right now. I mean, like there's nothing that beats that.
Yeah.
And what's funny is out of all of this cancel thing, they don't know. I mean, obviously nobody can tell the future, but they said with this happening to him and people that don't listen to him are like, well, let me listen to this guy and see, like, is he a kookabear? Whatever. They're going to wind up tuning in and actually liking what he has to say. They said by the end of this controversy, he'll probably be up around 20 million of episodes.
He probably will because, okay.
It's insane, man.
So he is he's a very open-minded individual, which is awesome. And he's not going to agree with you on everything, but he's going to challenge you on stuff that he doesn't agree with, which is what a lot of people don't do nowadays. Yeah. They'll just accept what you say, and they're like, that motherfucker's wrong.
Yeah.
But they won't.
You're saying that in your head, but you're not going to say it.
Exactly. Yeah. And they're gonna go home saying, well, I talked to this person, and they said the stupidest stuff.
Yeah.
But you're not going to call him out on it.
Right.
As to where he will, and it doesn't matter your race, gender, ethnicity, whatever. He'll call you out on it.
So so exactly what you're saying, I think that's the difference between me and you. You're more in his camp because I've seen you tell some people some things. Like,
I mean, it's been a time or two.
Yeah, I've seen you do that before, and I'm in the opposite camp. Like, somebody just starts spouting off retarded shit, and I don't want to argue with a retarded person. I'm not going to.
You can't.
I'm not going to, so I just go, oh, cool, man, and I just keep moving on with my day. We're in two opposite camps because I've seen you look at people and go, you're full of shit, and then there's this debate that goes on that the whole time watching this debate going, yeah, I would never do this because
like I said, you can't argue with someone who's retarded.
Yeah,
and I mean that in the most lovable way. But like our friend Ray. Yeah. He's retarded, man. He's stupid and
he says some weird shit.
Yeah, and like you can't argue with him, even when he knows he's wrong. He's gonna just he's gonna go to the end of the world of he's definitely right. Yeah. So yeah, that's I try to I've taken myself out of some situations to where like I know I'm gonna have a heated argument and it'll just go badly, and sometimes you have to have that conversation, I think, because you can't just let people say what they want to say and get away with it, and then their head just builds and builds and builds. You gotta put them in their place.
Yeah. And that's the very opposite of me. I'm just like, sweet, and move on. Like, I don't even think twice about it. And then, but that's on me. That you should go, nah, man, you're full of shit. Like,
not all the time though. No,
not all the
time. I get that a lot from my father. He's very like that. Like he's gonna put somebody in their place. Obviously I know who your dad is. Yeah.
I've spoken to the man once.
Yeah.
And it was nothing more than, hey, how you doing? That's as far as it's gone.
He said he needs to meet you though, because we started doing the podcast, and he wants to meet you.
I was like, it's past, hey, how you doing? I walked past him and said, what's up? And that's as far as our conversation's gone. But just looking at the man, he doesn't look like somebody you want to argue with. It doesn't seem like a guy you want to get into an argument with.
Yeah, even if he's wrong, he's right. Like, you're not going to win an argument with him. And it's just, that's kind of how our family has always been. It's just,
my dad's the same way.
He's going to call you on your shit, and
my dad,
he can admit when he's wrong, but not in, I feel like it's not in the moment he's not going to.
That's my dad. Exactly. That's my dad. At some point, he's going to admit he's wrong, but it ain't going to be right then.
Oh, no. He's going to shut you up, and you're going to deal with it. Yeah. And everybody else is gonna be like, "Oh shit, don't mess with him anymore."
Yeah. My dad is the same way, dude. We exact same person. He's gonna admit he's wrong eventually.
Yeah,
but it's not gonna be right then.
Oh no, and
it's never gonna be right then.
That's been the same. It's been the same way for the past 25 years of my life, and it's not going to change ever.
And what's funny is my dad and my brother. My dad and my brother are the same person. Like they don't see it in each other, but they're the same person. So it's the same way. Like my brother's the same way. You're not going to hear him like admit that he's wrong on the spot. He's going to do it later, but that's where they butt heads a lot. Because he's right, and here we go. Where I'm more like my mom. I get that straight from my mom, because my mom, I've seen her before, and I'm looking at the argument happen going, no, mom's right on this, and she'll just go, oh, okay, and just move on with her day. And I'm like, you didn't want to, and I would have done the same thing, but in my head, I'm like, you didn't want to argue that point? She's like, nah. And I was like, why not? She goes, too much effort. She goes, I know I'm right.
That's how, okay, so my brother is much more like my mom, and I'm much more like my father. Yeah. And we've kind of always butted heads, not in like serious or anything, but I'm my father made over, but dialed down.
Right.
Like I'm not to his extent.
Right.
As to where my brother, he's much more like my mom, and I think I'm actually more patient than my brother is, and I don't know how that happened because he's much more like my mom. But I've seen him get very combative before, and I was like, this is in you?
Yeah.
Oh my God, the golden child has this. Jesus.
So it's really funny in that same vein. It's very funny that if I do argue, I don't get a lot of argument back, because most of the time that's how they are. They're like, he never argues. So if he's arguing the point,
he's right.
Then he's either right or he feels so strongly about it, you're not going to change his mind. So just, all right, man, cool. Like, but that is such a rare occurrence. I'm not an arguer at all. That's not even in my DNA.
I don't think I've ever seen you argue with anybody.
No, man.
You make fun of people all the time, which is hilarious.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna
especially
argue.
If you have a metal straw that you bring in your lunchbox.
Oh my God.
That's grown men do that.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Grown men don't get excited over straws. That's not what happens.
Nope. Pretty cool straw, though.
Not really.
Not my straw, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
Not a cool straw, right?
I mean, it's a straw.
Okay.
It's a straw.
And there it is. No, but yeah, like, it's not in me, man. I'm not an arguer. If I'm arguing, it's like, and that's also me. If I'm arguing, I have done the research. Like, you're not winning this. Like, it's not going to happen.
That's a fair point. So I'm gonna jump subjects real quick.
No, go for it, man. It goes anywhere.
So Super Bowl weekend.
Yep.
Who do you have in the Super Bowl?
Who do I have or who do I want?
Okay, give me both. I want both answers.
So there's not a chance in hell I'm rooting for the Rams.
Not even for Matty Stafford?
let me tell you something about Matt Stafford, okay? Matt Stafford is the Kevin Durant of the NFL. He couldn't hack it on his own team, so he went to a team full of all-stars.
Because they sucked.
Great. If you're such a badass like you say you are, good, do it.
You cannot do it when you have C- players at best on your team.
So when Matt Stafford was there, who was his receiver for the entire time he was there?
He had one good player.
He had that player.
He had the best player, but
okay.
One.
Now,
when your defense is letting up like 35, 40 points every game.
Now, I'll tell you this. We're not on video, but I'll describe this as best I can.
All right.
So you have a guy like Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, and I'm not trying to point out that he should be like Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers. Those guys are one in a million. But take Jimmy Garoppolo. Just that guy. Take him. When he walks up to the line and he surveys the defense, when you get a close-up of his face, he's surveying the defense and he's looking, and then he snaps, right? He goes.
Yeah.
The LA Rams are playing this weekend. When they get a close-up of Matt Stafford's face, I want you to remember this because I'm telling you, when you see it, you'll go, God damn it. When they get a close-up of his face, when he's surveying the defense for the first time, he looks like this is the first time he's ever played a football game his entire life. His eyes are completely 100% wide. His mouth is dropped open like he woke up just now and went, why am I in a football game?
That's called a study face, man.
That's not a study face. That's a holy shit, I don't know what I'm doing face. And the only reason he halfway looks like he knows what he's doing right now is because he's surrounded by all-stars. Otherwise, he's not going to look like it. Because when the Lions drafted him, I almost threw myself off a bridge and went, what are we doing? Because if you remember that guy at Georgia, he couldn't do shit at Georgia.
Now he's in the Super Bowl.
He's in the Super Bowl because of who's around him, not because of him.
It's all followed behind the quarterback.
Oh, really? So then when the LA Rams were in the Super Bowl, 2 years ago?
They were not in the Super Bowl.
Wait, who? No, they went to, when did they go? They went not too long ago. They went recently.
It's been a while.
Anyway. It's not because of Stafford.
Because you had the 49ers in the Super Bowl, and that was because of their defense.
I'm telling you, the Rams were in there not that long ago because I'm trying to think of who their quarterback was. Anyway.
They had Jared Goff was their quarterback for the last couple of years, and he had one good season.
Okay. Well,
oh, no, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I can't remember who it was.
They played...
yeah, they were just there.
They played the Patriots, didn't they?
I think they did.
Yeah, and they had the super low scoring game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, again, it's not Stafford. It's that team. It's not Stafford.
It's Stafford. If they win, it's Stafford.
That's what the media is going to portray it as.
Hey, his first year on a decent team, Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, really? And so now that's.
So are you gonna sit here and say Cooper Kupp is the greatest receiver of all time because he's breaking all the records?
I'm not saying he's the greatest receiver of all time, but if you're telling me he shouldn't be MVP, I'm going to tell you you're full of shit.
He should
be the MVP.
He should be up there for sure.
Yeah, of course he should be.
He won't be because of his position.
Because of his position.
Yeah.
And never mind. But anyway. Yeah, exactly.
I got you.
So yeah, but no, absolutely Stafford is not the reason that team is there. He's a small part. A small part because he can throw a long ball. He's always been able to throw a long ball. That's all he can do. Anything else past that, he's an idiot.
Maybe that's a little excessive.
An idiot.
Okay, so you want the Bengals to win.
100%.
No. Okay, but you expect the Rams to win.
I expect the Rams to win because of the team dynamic. I expect the Rams, and because of the head coach. I expect the Rams to win. I want Joe Burrow to go in there and dominate Matt Stafford and his stupid Rams. I want Joe Burrow to win everything because I think Joe Burrow's awesome.
Okay,
so I want Joe Burrow to win.
Something you might not know. So I went to school with a guy who was playing for the Bengals.
Really?
Yeah. Clay Johnson. He went to Crawford. I played CYBA against this dude. I can't remember when he left. I want to say he left Crawford at 7th or 8th grade, something like that. Always super talented dude. He was, even as a young age, you could tell this dude was extremely athletic. Uh-huh. But he also has a fantastic work ethic. I think his dad was strength and conditioning coach for the Browns for a while.
Oh, sweet.
When we were younger. So they've had like he knows what he's doing, right? Played for Baylor. I think his senior year at Baylor, he tore his ACL, and then he got drafted by the Rams, something along those lines. I haven't talked to him in years and years and years, obviously, but so I want the Bengals to win because that guy's awesome. He's super nice and all that stuff. But I would love for Matt Stafford to get a Super Bowl ring.
No, I don't want Matt Stafford to ever get anything.
You're a hater.
I am a hater. I hate that dude. I hated that dude when he played for Detroit. And then he had these shitty-ass seasons in Detroit. And then what does Detroit do? In Detroit fashion, what do? Make him the highest-paid NFL quarterback for a year. Get out of my face. What are you doing?
Because he's good, man.
Sure.
He is.
Okay.
He's great.
He is I'm telling you, man, and I'm telling you, that is the only, and I'm being serious, but not just because I don't like the guy. That's the only hope that I have in this game is when he was at Georgia, he was infamous for losing the big game. Yeah. He was choking in the big game. He just never had a big game at Detroit to ever, choke.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, if there's going to be a 4-interception game, it's going to be right now because that dude chokes in every big game he plays in.
He had a lot of those to end the season.
Yeah.
Because I don't think
he chokes under pressure, man.
Was it the Bengals they played that? I don't remember who it was. They played maybe it was the Niners. I think it was the Niners that they played. If they beat the Niners wouldn't have been in. Something along those lines. And he threw 3 picks that game. So, yeah. It was.
He was infamous at Georgia, man. There was several games that they could have been national champion or could have at least played in the game. And that dude was infamous for 3 picks and not a goddamn thing to show for it. He was just an awful player.
He has had several of those.
Yeah. And I hope he has won this game because I will celebrate that more than I celebrate a Bengals win. I'll celebrate the fact that Stafford choked again. And I hope he chokes every time he plays because I don't like him.
That's hateful, man.
It is hateful.
We got to have love in our heart.
I do have love in my heart, just except for Matt Stafford and Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey?
Oh, God, dude.
Another subject here. How do you hate Jim Carrey?
Let me tell you this, and I've said this I've said it on other podcasts that we have. I've said this, and I've said this since I can't tell you how long I've said this. After 30 years old, you should never go to jail unless it involves your kid. You're too old to be going to jail. You're too old. Grow up. You shouldn't be doing anything that's going to send you to jail unless someone does something to your kid. Then all bets are off.
So that's the only reason you don't like him?
No. I preface that. I'm saying that to say this. The only time I'm going to jail after 30 is if somebody hurts my kid or if I get within arm's distance of Jim Carrey because I'm going to do my best to punch every tooth out of his head in one shot.
But why?
I hate that man.
I need some kind of reasoning.
How do you make a mega gazillion dollars off of playing silly face? How? He's not a good actor. Don't tell me he is. He's a terrible actor.
He's great in his roles.
He makes funny faces, and he got paid that much money to make stupid faces. And it drives me insane that people are like, he's a comedy genius. He's an idiot. He makes funny faces. He's not a comedy genius. When he was at the Comedy Store, he wasn't funny. He made funny faces on stage.
Oh, yeah, no.
That's all he does.
I've seen some of his stand-up. Not my favorite.
That's all his movies are.
But have you seen The Truman Show?
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
I've seen parts of it.
Okay, that is a good movie.
And again...
And apparently, I've never watched 23, but apparently he's supposed to be really good in 23. It's like emotional role. Not emotional, but
No, man.
I don't know what
he makes funny faces, and he's known for making funny faces, and that's it. That's all the man's known for. You want to be making basically, you know what he's known for? Playing peekaboo with a little kid. That's what he's known for.
I think he did that in the movie. But with a grown man.
Just another version of it. He played peekaboo with a baby.
So how old? Okay, so Jim Carrey was big in the late 90s, early 2000s, right? How old were you then? I know you're
high school.
So you were okay. See, I was very young. So that I guess it makes sense as to why
I'm in the minority on this.
Yeah.
Everybody when I was in high school loved Jim Carrey. They thought that stupid Ace Ventura shit. Everybody went around quoting that stupid ass movie, and I get it. I'm in the minority. I understand it. I just see it for what it is. People want to call it. I don't think I'm as mad at him as I am. It's kind of like the Cowboys. I don't really hate the Cowboys. I hate Cowboys fans.
Yeah, we suck.
It's the same thing with Jim Carrey. I don't necessarily hate Jim Carrey. I hate Jim Carrey fans because they're like, he's a comedy genius. No, he's not. He made funny faces. Just see it for what it is. I'm not knocking the man for it. Just see it for what it is. He made funny faces and made a lot of money off of it. That's all he did.
I wouldn't say he's a comedy genius by any means, but I think his movies are great. The Mask, so good. Truman Show, fantastic.
Yeah.
Ace Ventura, the first Ace Ventura, really good. Second one, not so much.
He made funny faces.
Dude, it's good. Yes Man was not a very good movie, though.
Yeah, I guess.
Have you seen it?
No, I don't watch Jim Carrey.
Yeah, you don't like Jim Carrey.
No, I'm not. I refuse to do anything. I give that guy my money.
He got a blowy from an old lady with no teeth.
Oh yeah. In real life, or is this a movie?
That was in Yes Man.
Okay, well, I might be on board with that. That's kind of funny, but
he couldn't say no, so his neighbor, old lady, was in love with him basically, so he couldn't say no, and it worked out for him, I guess.
Yeah, I can't do it, man. I can't stand that guy.
So who's your top tier of actors?
Oh man, gosh, that's a tough one.
I'm gonna say my dad, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought. Wait a minute, I thought you said actors. What are we doing here?
He pretended to love me.
Yeah. Who's my favorite actor? Okay. So you're asking a guy who doesn't watch movies, so that's tough.
I know.
Okay,
let me throw out some names for you real quick.
Okay.
Tom Hanks.
No.
Ben Stiller.
Absolutely not.
Ben Stiller is so overrated.
Yeah.
He's had like one good movie ever.
No, absolutely not. His dad was funnier than he was.
Sam Elliott.
Ooh. That guy don't miss.
Dude.
He does not miss.
Sam Elliott. Tombstone's fantastic.
Oh,
dude.
I was watching a deal on Tombstone today. Apparently there's I didn't know this, but apparently there's a controversy on the I'm Your Huckleberry line.
Yes, I saw that.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, so it's apparently the controversy is he doesn't say I'm your huckleberry. He says I'm your hucklebearer.
Hucklebearer, which
like a pallbearer.
Yeah. Because the things on the side of the bill are called huckles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope it's huckleberry.
No. So I don't know why this is a controversy because he wrote a memoir.
Oh, did he?
Like Val Kilmer has a memoir, and in the memoir he talks about that line, and he says the line is I'm your huckleberry.
Okay, thank God. I didn't do any research on it. I was going to when I saw the video, but I just never did. And if that were the case, I would have been like, my whole life is a lie.
I know, man. Whenever I saw, because that was the same way you were. I saw it and I was like, no way. So then my brain, I went into and you can find his memoir right now. It's called the memoir is called I'm Your Huckleberry.
Oh, good. No, but if you didn't look that up, right? And
right.
if you just rewatch the clip real quick, you could see where it could be like Huckleberry.
Yeah, you can see it.
You could see it, but I'm glad it's not that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That would have ruined like the past 20 years.
Have you ever seen the actual? Have you ever looked at any pictures or anything of the actual alleyway where the big shootout took place?
I have not.
No bigger than this living room.
Really?
Honest to God, it's like the size, probably twice this living room. Yeah, it's a tiny little, like you see it and you're like, that's it? That's where they were firing all these shots? Jesus Christ, I'm surprised everybody's not dead.
They should have been.
Yeah, like how, so which brings up the thing to me, it was like, how bad of a shot are you?
Well, so when was the last time you shot a pistol?
I've never.
Okay, so.
I've shot a 22 one time. It scared the life out of me. A 22 pistol. And my buddy made fun of me because he said it was like a glorified BB gun.
That's exactly what it is, but it's also one of the most deadly calibers there is.
It scared me.
So 22s are extremely accurate.
Yeah.
That's kind of what they're known for. If you were shooting, and I know people can't see this.
Right.
If you were, say, shooting from where I'm sitting.
Yeah.
And you're shooting directly at that punching bag.
Right.
There's a good chance you're going to miss.
Oh, yeah?
At least a couple times.
Oh, okay.
It's not as
They're
simple.
not accurate.
Well, to an extent. It's
right.
Like the slightest tilt of your hand will throw a bullet off by a foot.
Right.
Like it's you have to know what you're doing. I'm average at best in shooting, but for someone who hasn't shot, good luck.
Yeah.
So that's where I could see how they're not all dead in that scene. Yeah. Because it's not as easy as it seems, especially with someone shooting at you.
Yeah, this is Greek to me, man. I don't mess with guns. I don't play with guns. I'm not one of those people that thinks everybody's gun should be taken away. You can have all the guns you want. Have a goddamn armory for all I care. I'm not having one.
I need a tank.
I'm terrified of guns.
Really?
Terrified. Yeah.
Is it because you don't know how to, you don't understand them properly?
So I'll tell you this. My best friend in high school was a Marine. And then after that, he was a police officer. I mean, like, the guy's just... before that, when we were 12 and 13 years old, the guy had a fucking armory.
He lived the pew-pew life.
Yeah, he's been around guns. So it's not like I went out with some idiot who doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
This guy is the gun guy. If you're going to learn, this is the guy to learn from. And he begged me. He's like, man, let's go out. I'm telling you, man, let's shoot. I was like, that's not my thing, man. Those things scare the shit out of me. He's like, you just have to get to be around it, and then you'll be. I was like, okay, I guess. So the only reason I said yes is because I was just tired of, like, him hearing it. I mean, just hearing it from him. So I was like, fine, I'll go. We went out. He took a rifle. He took a pistol, and then there was something else he took. It was some sort of rifle. It was 2 rifles and a pistol. He's like, I want you to kind of get a feel for everything. He started out with the pistol because he's like, this is a 22. It's a glorified BB gun. Yeah. He's like, I shot that one, and that's where the day ended. I went pow, and it went off, and I went, hell no. If I said, is the next one more than this? And he goes, yeah. I go, I'm out. I don't want any more to do with this. Like, I'm terrified of guns, dude.
After all you've lived through, like...
My brother has an armory.
So, like I said, after all you've lived through, all your life experiences, everything, that 22 scared you.
Scared the life out of it. I will not shoot. I don't like when people shoot them around me. Like, I'm not going to go to the gun range with you because I'm just going to sit in the back the whole time with my asshole like this. Those things terrify me, man. I do not shoot them.
I know you called me Tupac earlier. I'm always strapped and ready to clap. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, not me, man. I can't.
Got the 9 ready to go.
Yeah, that was one of the first things my ex-wife told me when we got married. She's like, I don't really dig on guns being in the house. I go, lady, you married the right guy. Yes, there's not a chance that there's a gun. And what's so funny is that she was like, I'm going to say anti-gun, not anti-gun as in that kind. She just didn't.
She didn't want.
Same thing as me. Don't really dig on guns. She got the guy that she dated after me, he was a gun guy, and she's goddamn Annie Oakley now. And I'm like, where did this come from?
It just really just getting experience with it. There's a lot of studies. I'll say studies. There's not really a lot of study. I mean, I don't know how many studies there are.
I know what you're talking about.
But like, I know I've seen like multiple videos of people that have never used a gun before. You take them through a course. They enjoy it, and then they go by their own because they're like, okay, I understand what's going on now, and I love it, and I like the pew-pew.
Yeah.
That the pew-pew.
No, the first time that thing went off, man, I was like, I don't need this goddamn hand cannon. I don't need none of this shit.
22's a hand cannon.
You know, to me it was. I was like, fuck this, man.
Oh, man, I need to get you on a Barrett.
I don't.
Cal bullets like the size of my hand.
I don't need any of that, man.
Dude.
I shot a 410 one time. Okay. That was the only other one I shot. It was one of those breakover ones. Yeah. I shot one of those one time, but only because if there's anything I'm most scared of, a gun or a snake, I'm terrified of snakes. I can do spiders. I can do mice. None of that shit bothers me. Snakes and crickets terrify me.
Crickets.
Yeah, I know. It's weird, right? I can't stand a cricket. Man, if a cricket jumps on me, I'll sound like a 12-year-old girl. I can't stand crickets. But snakes and crickets I can't do. And it was me or the snake, and I shot a gun because I was like, this snake got within like 50 feet of me, and that's too close. So
I'm still stuck on why does a cricket scare
I have no idea, man. I just, like when you pull in at certain times of the year, you pull into a parking lot, and it's just cricket fest everywhere. 10,000. Like, nope, can't do it. We were at my dad's house when he first moved into where he lives now. So he moved in before my mom got there. So my mom was still like doing the other house stuff and all that. So that he moved into this house. So it was just me and him there. And this was probably like it was in the first couple of months he lived there. It's only happened one time. It's never happened again. we were at his house.
You wouldn't let it happen again, I'm assuming.
Oh, it's crazy, man. We were at his house. My dad is one of those people. He's not scared of anything. Nothing bothers him. Yeah. He's just his resting heart rate of 4 all the time, you know. And so we were sitting there, and we walk out on the porch, and I look out, and I was like, "What's going on?" It looked like the grass was moving, but the wind wasn't blowing. And I was like, "What's going on?" So I flipped on the light, and when I flipped on the light, the entire front yard was crickets.
That would be pretty. I wouldn't like that either.
And dude, this is my worst nightmare. Just came to. It's here. We've come to fruition.
Freddy
I was like,
Krueger's in your dreams.
Yeah, I was like, what the? And so then it was like they came in like a swarm. They came on the front porch, and like they have a step up front porch that's covered. And so we ran back inside. I ran back inside, and I go, what the hell? And so they covered the entire front porch. I'm talking about the ground, the ceiling above, the walls. There's a window on the front. You couldn't see through the window. It was blacked out. I'm talking thousands, tens of thousands of crickets all over the place. Then they started coming into the house. Like they were coming under the door and like coming through the windows, and like they were everywhere. And it's all hardwood floors all the way through the house. We had brooms, and we were sweeping them back out. Like as fast as you could sweep them out, they were coming in. And I'm telling you, I was this close to a fucking heart attack. I was like, no way. This is my worst nightmare come true. This happened for probably we did this for like 2 hours.
Oh my God.
And then they were just gone.
Did you ever research as to why something like that would happen?
Never. No, I don't want to know. I just know I better not happen again.
Just burn that bitch down.
Oh my God. I've never in my life been that terrified. I was like, this is my worst nightmare come true. It's the entire front yard. You could not see the grass. It was black. It was crickets. And it happened, and 2 hours later, it's over with, and you couldn't find a damn cricket in that place.
So were you scared of crickets before that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like this is my worst nightmare come true. Jesus. I was like, yeah, but it was weird because we were sweeping the crickets out and all that, and so like I said, it was at the time an all hardwood house. So then, like the next day, because I stayed out there, and then the next day we moved the couch, and behind the couch was just
crickets.
Yeah, dead crickets everywhere.
That sounds terrible.
Oh, yeah.
I could see how an experience like that would scar you and make you scared of crickets.
No, I was terrified before that.
You were already scared of crickets before that, man. Like,
it's weird. Like they land like
babies eat them suckers.
Let's say that we're sitting here right now and a spider crawled across my leg. I would be like, ugh. Yeah, I'm not gonna let him crawl up my leg, but I'm definitely not gonna jump or anything. I'm just gonna go and kind of knock him off. Or anything, like a bee, a wasp, I'm just going to flick them. You know, oh, get off of me. If a cricket lands on my leg, I'm doing the damn it dance all the way through this house. Just God, what the fuck? And I'm slapping and jumping and twisting and I'll tear a hip trying to get away from it. And I have no idea why, because crickets don't even do anything to you.
Literally nothing. They'll jump. They
just jump on you.
They're less aggressive grasshoppers.
But they're just creepy.
Yeah.
They're black, all black. And yeah, just stop laughing. They're all black, and they're just they make weird noises, and it's just weird, man.
So do grasshoppers creep you out?
No.
Really?
No, not at all. I know, right? It's weird, huh?
Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird. I know. I don't know why it happens, but it just, if a cricket gets near me, I'm just get that damn thing away from me, dude. There was somebody that had a iguana or I don't know, some bullshit. I can't remember what the hell they had. They had something that you had to feed it with crickets. And I was like,
people who fucking
out of my face.
People who are iguana owners, lizard owners, those people are people that are like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Because I don't understand. I don't see how a lizard or iguana or whatever you want to, some kind of reptile of some sort, snakes.
Yeah.
How are they going to love you?
Exactly.
And they're not going to show you affection. Those people, I'm like,
yeah,
you're doing some kind of ritual in your back room.
Oh, it's stupid. If you own a snake or you own a lizard or you own a spider, I'll go as far. If you own a fish, fuck off.
Yeah, what are you gonna do with the fish? How are you
exactly? You can't pet a fish. You can't do anything on the fish.
You can, but you're gonna kill it.
Yeah, I mean, get out of here. No, that's not a pet.
That's not a pet. That is, that's an attraction.
Controversial here, but I've argued this with somebody that we work with because they have a cat. And I go, that's not a pet. It's not a pet. And they're like, well, how's a cat not a pet? I'm like, it's not a pet. First off, I'm going to tell you right now, it's been scientifically proven that, let's say you own a cat, and you've owned this cat for 10 years.
I've owned cats.
Okay, you've owned this cat for 10 years. If you take your cat and you put it in this house, in 3 weeks, it doesn't even remember your house. This is its new place. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, I guess I live here now. So 10 years of your life that you love that cat and cherish that cat forgets who the fuck you were in 3 weeks. You do that to a dog, it'll die. If you take your dog that you've owned for 10 years and you put it in this house, it'll have separation anxiety and die.
I have a dog that I might need to do that too.
Yeah, well, and like I said, it's not every dog.
Yeah.
But you can do that. Like if I would have given away my dogs that I had for 14 years, they'll die in another house because they're like, oh, I'm away from my family. This is some who I don't know who these people are. Where a cat in 3 weeks just goes, man, fuck that guy. I'm living here now. It's not a pet.
They're too chill.
Yeah, it's not a pet. It's just it's not domesticated. A dog is domesticated. A cat's not domesticated. It's just it's just tame.
A cat's gonna eat you if you die. That's
exactly. A dog will lay by your deal and do that shit when you die. A cat will eat your face off.
Oh yeah, 100%. That cats don't give a flying shit.
So again, they're not a pet. They're just a tame wild animal. That's all they are.
Yeah, and and they'll destroy your house if you let them.
Yeah.
My cat, that what we got rid of, we gave to my parents, started clawing up, and it was right around the time we had our daughter. Stopped using the litter box. I'm assuming because of jealousy. I don't know. But that cat was an asshole.
Right.
That cat used to attack
all
me.
Cats are assholes.
Sleep. That cat used to attack me in my sleep. Claws to the face, biting, threw that cat across the room into the wall. Survived, unfortunately. No, I'm just kidding. I actually really like that cat. But my dog, like I was saying, I kind of need to get rid of that bastard. I actually love that dog. I have 2 dogs. But she barks the wind's blowing, she's barking.
Right.
We've had the police called on us because she's barking. Yes. So we got her a collar, and it's helped a little bit.
You got a shock collar?
Yeah. A barking collar, but yeah. I mean, it shocks, but yes.
Yeah.
But it has a beeper, a vibrator, and
my parents got that same one. It worked well.
Not well enough for this dog.
How do you have it turned up?
I had it low, and it's just gone up and up and up. It doesn't matter.
Have you put it on 10 yet?
This one goes to 100.
That's what I'm saying. Whatever the highest, like 100.
Not quite that high.
Go.
Oh, she used to have one, and then it rained, and it burnt her.
Burnt it.
Yeah, it short circuited and it burned her neck, so we took it off.
Yeah.
We got another one, and we just make sure we take it off if it rains, but it helps. But she is the most annoying dog I've ever known.
Right.
Hate that dog, but I love her.
It's a love-hate relationship. Not unlike ours, Colton.
I love you, man.
This was a good first episode.
Wait.
What?
I got to end on a dad joke.
Oh, God.
For the first episode.
All right, go for it.
I heard this dad joke today. I'm sorry. I'm going to extend this by a whole 20 seconds.
You're going to hurt my feelings.
I'm going to hurt your feelings. I'm going to ruin your day. Okay. And people are going to think this is the dumbest joke, and they're probably going to do a stupid laugh.
Go for it.
You can do whatever you want. I'm going to
look away.
How does a cat like its steak cooked?
God damn it. I don't know.
Rare.
All right. Well, that was a great first episode. Thanks for listening. Probably never get you back.